Welcome, Base Church. We're really excited to bring this resource to you. Trust you're going to enjoy it.
Hey everyone, it is so good to see you all again. My name is Tash, and I hope that you have had a great week since last I saw you, and I hope that you are enjoying having Uptown from the comfort of your own home. So this week we're going to get into some more exciting things to prepare yourselves. But before we do that, let's stand to our feet, even if it's just you on your own. If you've got a sibling or a friend, maybe you can all stand together on your feet, wherever you are. Find some space, because obviously we're in a different space now. There might be like new pot plants mom put out or new photo frames because she's had time to do that. So just make sure you get some space. You there? Good. Okay, I'm going to teach you a really cool new high five, all right? It's a Bluetooth version of a high five, but basically you're going to put your hand up like this, and all you're going to do is just swirl it. Can you do it? Okay. It needs to be like anti-clockwise, not, got to get it right. Let's see your hands going. You doing it? You doing it? Are your hands clean? Have they been sprayed this morning? Just checking. Okay, let's keep going. Now you're going to find a sibling or even a parent, or if there isn't a sibling around, find a pet. Whatever you're going to do, and you're going to do this with them. You're going to find their hand. It's going to go like this. Okay, you're going to be like, hey, hey, not too close. You've got to keep a good distance, all right, to keep it safe. So on the count of three, we're going to try our new Bluetooth swirl high five. Are you ready? Okay, have you got your friend or your sibling or your pet? You ready? I'm going to count down from three. It's going to be real. Okay, there's going to be thousands of kids doing this all at the same time virtually. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Woo! And find somebody else. Woo! And if there's no one else, do it yourself. Woo! Okay. Well, there you guys have it, your brand new high five for this beautiful Sunday morning. Now, before we get into anything else, we're going to get warmed up. We're going to dance. We're going to praise. We're going to worship. We're going to get moving for Jesus, because how cool that even in our lounges or in a bedroom, we can praise and worship the King of Kings. Are you ready? Good. Let's go.
Down, down, Jesus in my heart. Deep, down, Jesus in my heart. Deep, down, Jesus in my heart. You love me from the start. Deep, down, Jesus in my heart. Deep, down, Jesus in my heart. Deep, down, Jesus in my heart. You love me from the start. Every day, every day. I love you, Jesus. Every day, every day, every day I live for you, Jesus. Every day, every day, every day I love you, Jesus. Every day, every day, every day I live for you, Jesus. Every day, every day I love you, Jesus. Big, strong, biggest, strongest God. Big, strong, biggest, strongest God. Big, strong, biggest, strongest God. You love me from the start. Big, strong, biggest, strongest God. Big, strong, biggest, strongest God. Big, strong, biggest, strongest God. You love me from the start. Every day, every day. Every day I love you, Jesus. Every day, every day, every day I live for you, Jesus. Every day, every day, every day I love you, Jesus. Every day, every day, every day I live for you, Jesus. Every day, every day I love you, Jesus. I L-O-V-E 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 you, Jesus. Every day, every day, Jesus. I L-O-V-E, use Jesus.
Okay, well, I hope you are feeling all warmed up and ready to go for the week. So I hope that you enjoyed our object lesson from last week, and I hope that you tried it out because it was really, really cool. Well, I enjoyed it. So we're going to get straight into a brand new object lesson for today, and you're going to need a few supplies, which I will show you now. So first up, you're going to need a glass dish, but make sure you ask someone before you just take a glass dish. Just check that it's an all good glass dish to use, that they don't mind if it maybe doesn't come back the same way that you got it. No, I'm kidding, it's all safe. Then you're going to need to find a brick or a rock or something solid, like what I got here, all right? And then some sand, which is very important. You can get this from a sand pit or just from the garden, but not from mom's pot plants because she might not be too impressed. So just check what sand you're taking. And then you're going to need 2 polystyrene cups, which are going to represent our characters for today. And on your 1 cup, you're going to draw a sad face because this is going to represent our not so smart and lucky guy in our story today. And this happy face guy is going to represent our smart guy, the guy with brains, thinking ahead dude, right? Then, lastly, you're going to need a big jug of water. Alrighty, so basically what this is going to teach us today is a story we find in the Bible. Now, it's actually a parable. Now, a parable is a story Jesus would use to teach people to get a lesson across in the easiest way possible. All right, so this parable that we're going to look at today is about the wise and the foolish builder. Now, basically, we have these 2 guys, and they both wanted to build a house. But now, we got this dude over here, and he likes the mountain areas, you know, just with some nice beautiful rocks all around him. So he decides he's going to build his house on a rock, just like this. And he loves the view. Then he can see across, see across everything. And he's going to plonk himself in his house on this solid rock, right? But now, this guy over here, Mr. Not So Wise Guy, he loves the beach, right? He just loves the view of the ocean, the sand between his toes. That's his dream. And so he decides he's going to go and build his house on some sand because that way he gets the best view. And so I'm going to put my sand here. We're going to just chuck it in here. And Mr. over here is going to plonk himself on his sand. Cool, we got that. Let's just make him a nice little house. But now, obviously, as life goes, there's different seasons. And, the sunny seasons were great. I mean, he was right by the ocean. He's right in there, perfect view, quick access to a swim. This guy's loving his coolness up in the mountains, and life is just going great for both of them, and they are both happy with their homes. But then, as seasons do, they change. And one day, a massive, massive storm arose, and everything began to flood. Everything began to flood. And what began to happen is this poor dude who built his house on the sand began to float away, and his house came crumbling down. And we see in this how our Mr. Wise Guy who built his house on the rock is literally chilling just as good as he was before. But Mr. Not So Wise Guy is having a bit of trouble with housekeeping. Now, this is the thing. In this story, Jesus was teaching the people a really important lesson. And this is the thing, is that Jesus is our rock. And when we stand firm on Jesus and who he is and on his promises, we can stand firm through whatever storms life throws at us. And so in our current situation, there is a lot of storms going on around us. In fact, one main storm at the moment. And these storms can bring in fear, they can bring in anxiety, they can bring in a whole bunch of uncertainty. And if we are not founded on the foundations of Jesus and his promises, that he's got us, that he's our God, that he's our provider, our protector, all those things, we're going to end up like this dude over here with weak foundations and just get completely shaken when anything stressful comes our way. And so we need to build our lives on the foundation of Jesus, on the truths of Jesus. And we can see all these promises in our Bible. If you start reading the Bible anywhere, you will see all the promises that God speaks over us. And if we build our lives on those promises, not what the world is saying, because the world is full of its own ideas, its own wisdom, its own influences, and those things aren't always giving us the best foundation as we see. And so I want you guys to pick up your Bibles and go read through the scriptures, because you will see all the promises God's speaking over us, that in times of trouble like we find ourselves, if we are rooted in the Word of God and if we are rooted in Jesus Christ and His truths, we can stand firm through absolutely anything. Now, we're going to take a look at this same story in a much more exciting way to really just get it into your heads. So, take a look at this.
Many times in the Bible, Jesus spoke in parables. Now, a parable was a story that people could use to relate to, and Jesus would use these parables to teach people things. The parable we're looking at today is about two builders, Rocky and Sandy. They were each in the process of building a house, and were deciding whereabouts they would build their houses. Let's see what Sandy was thinking.
Alrighty, plans are looking good at the moment, but I just need to find a perfect spot to build my house. Well, the thing is, I love the ocean, so maybe I must build my house on the beach so I can look at the waves through my bedroom window. Yes! I found the spot. This is it. I can't wait to build my house. Invite all my friends over! Yes!
Well, Sandy seems to have all his plans in place. Let's see what Rocky is getting up to.
Hey everybody, so I need to build a house where there's a very good foundation, but as you know, it rains a lot here. Like yesterday, and the day before that, and the day before that. Last week it rained on my birthday.
Rocky, let's get back to it.
Oh, sorry. Okay, like I was saying, you get my point. It rains a lot here. So I need to find a place where my house won't wash away with all this heavy rain. So I'm off. I need to get started today. See you in a bit.
Just as Rocky had predicted, the heavy rains came, as they always do. Now Sandy's house didn't last more than a couple of hours. It began to wash away with the rains, and Sandy watched his beautiful home fall to pieces. But Rocky, however, stood looking out his window, enjoying watching the rain and wind. He felt so safe in his home. This is what Jesus was teaching the people in this parable. When we hear the words of Jesus, but we don't put them into practice, we are like the foolish man who built his house on sand. Now, on the other hand, when we hear the words of Jesus and we put them into place, we will be like the wise man who built his house on a rock. No matter what comes against us, we can stand strong and we will not be shaken. Let's be like the wise man and always be prepared for whatever might come our way.
Hey everyone, so you guys have just watched the video and now it's your guys' time to shine. I'm gonna need everyone involved wherever you are. I'm gonna need you guys to be involved, so I'm gonna need everyone to stand up. Now is your time. And this is what I'm gonna need you guys to do two things, and this is the first one. So I'm going to count to 3, I'm going to say go, and when I say this is what you have to do. You have to pick a number, but there's only 2 options. The options are 1 and the other option is 2. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna count to 3, I'm gonna say go, and then pick a number, raise your hand in the air, and you guys can choose whatever you want to. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, go! Okay, so I picked 2. If you pick the number 2 like me, I want you to come to this side, yeah. If you pick the 2 and do this, wave at me with your number 2. Okay, now if you pick the number 1, I want you to come to this side and look at your 1. Here we go. I'm going to tell you guys about what you're going to be doing later. Now the second thing that I'm going to need you guys to do is listen very closely, because when I say these 2 words, everyone is going to be involved. Parents, you guys can get involved as well. It doesn't require much. So these 2 words are rock and sand. So when I say rock, this is what we're going to do. Boom, 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 boom. Everyone get that? Okay, let's go over rock again. Rock. Boom, 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 boom. Now the next one is sand. So when I say sand, you're going to do this. You can blow if you want to. Sand doesn't blow, but it's pretty cool. So it's rock and sand. Okay, now I'm going to read a scripture, and then I'm going to tell a bit of the story, and I'm going to tell everyone why number one is there and why everyone wants to be number one. And if you're unlucky like me and you pick two, why you're on this side. So I'm going to read in the very big Bible, and it comes from Matthew chapter 7 verses 24. And this is what it says. Therefore, everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man. Number one, you guys are the wise men. Number two, so unlucky, I'm not a wise man. If you are a wise man, I want you to strike a wise man's pose. I'm not 100% sure what that looks like, but just fake it till you make it look as wise as possible, like you're thinking, like you're writing a math equation, whatever it is. Pull the wisest man pose that you can pull. Okay, number one, that is you guys. And this is what it says. Who built his house on a rock. Okay, now do the actions. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, let's try this again for some of you guys who forgot the word. Rock. Okay, when I say rock, you guys go boom, boom, boom. Okay, rock. Rock. Okay, perfect. Now, the rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against the house. Yet it did not fall because it had its foundations on the rock. Okay, you guys who did the actions, well done to you. Now this is the first part of the story, and it talks about a wise man, strike your wise pose men, there we go, who built his house on a rock. Now I want you guys to close your eyes. I want you to picture, you guys need to still listen, I want you to picture the biggest rock, still do the actions, the biggest rock in the world. Now you guys can open your eyes. Picture that rock, how big it is, how strong it is, because it's the biggest rock in the whole world, how difficult it is to move. And Jesus talks about a wise man, yes you guys, building your house on this rock, and how if we have Jesus in our life, He can be that rock and we can stand on Him. A rock is firm. That means when the winds come, when the difficult times come, we can stand on Jesus and His word, and He'll be able to never let us fall because of how strong He is. Okay, now group number two, for the number twos, you guys who are here, the foolish men like me, you guys also have to pull a pose, right? You guys have to pull a foolish man's pose. Now I don't know what that looks like either, but foolish people make a lot of bad decisions. So we're going to just like look disappointed and shake our heads, because when people make bad decisions, other people look at them and just go, so we're going to do this, and we're going to look disappointed like, how would you even do that? And just shake your head. Parents, you guys can also get involved. Look disappointed and just shake your heads. Just shake your heads. Okay, so I'm going to read the scripture, and then I'm going to tell you guys the second part of the story. Now, it says, but everyone who hears these words of mine and does not put them into practice is like a foolish man. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Who built his house on the sand. Everyone, sand and blow. There we go. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house, and it fell with a great crash. Now, the second part of the story, Jesus talks about a foolish man who builds his house on the sand. And Jesus is likening the sand. Picture what sand looks like. Picture yourself walking on the beach, and as you're stepping on the sand or as you're picking it up, it's soft and your feet are getting in between it and it's not very steady. Jesus is likening building our house on the sand to living in the world and believing what they say as true. That's what a foolish man does, and all the negativity that the world is putting, and us trying to stand on that, and it just doesn't work because it's soft like sand. Now this is what I want everyone to do. Everyone who's standing, whether you're number one or number two, I want everyone to raise their hand. Number one, because we all want to be wise men. Yeah, we all want to be wise men. So you guys everyone can now pull a wise man's pose, because we are all wise men, and we all want to be able to build our life of what Jesus says, so that when the winds come, when the difficult times come, we can stand on Him, and He will always be firm and never let us fall. So that's today, and that's the story from us. I hope you guys have enjoyed it and had fun. Over to Tash.
All right, guys, it is time for our memory verse. Now, we're going to do the same one this week that we did last week. So before I remind you of it, I want to see if anyone can remember it. So I'm going to give you 10 seconds to think about it, and if you know it, to tell somebody around you. And if there's no one around you, you can just shout it out very proudly. So You've got 10 seconds starting now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Anyone got it? Yes? You? No? Not so much? Okay, well, don't worry. I will help you out. So remember, it goes like this. Just the words. I'm going to say it slowly and you can say it with me. Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts. And that's found in Colossians 3, verse 15. Yes. Now it's all coming back to you. Well done. Okay. With the actions, remember we got our fingers up for peace. Find a cool pose. Ooh, you can do anything you want to do. Okay. Find a new pose for last week. Okay. We got to keep it exciting. Okay. You ready? So we're going to go. Let the peace, points up, of Christ, and then make a big heart. Rule in your heart. Colossians 3, verse 15. Got it? Okay. A bit faster because that was a recap and you're all like saying, yes, that was the verse. Now I've got it. Okay. All together with confidence because now it's in your heads and you're ready. So we go like this. Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts. Colossians 3, verse 15. All right. One more time, just because we can. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts. Colossians 3, verse 15. Whichever way you want to do it. Cool. Well, guys, we're going to end off with one last action song. So I want you to stand to your feet. Just shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Okay. Get ready. Find some space. Move that couch. Move that dog. Do what you must do. We're going to dance. We're going to give glory to our King by using our entire bodies because you know what? If we can, why not? Let's go.
Change. You're always the same, and you will never let me go. You're always in control. Heaven is our home. All praise you. Worthy is your name. All praise you. Forever you will reign. All praise you. You are my God and King. All praise you. You make me wanna sing. Whoa, oh, oh, whoa, oh, whoa, oh, You gave your life for me. Open my eyes to see your majesty. You took my sin away, gave me a brand new day. I wanna bring you fame. Oh, praise you. Worthy is your name. Oh, praise you. Forever you will reign. Oh, you give me a brand new start. All praise to you. Worthy is your name. All praise to you. Forever you will reign. All praise to you. You are my God and King. All praise to you. You make me wanna say, whoa, oh, oh, whoa, oh, whoa, oh, whoa, oh,
Well, guys, we have come to the end of our service for today, but I hope that you have had just as much fun as I have and we have. And I hope that the story of the wise and foolish builder is really in your heads after today, and that sticks in there forever, because it's so important that we build our lives on the foundations and truth of Jesus, so that in the troublesome times like we find ourselves, we can stand firm and not let the things of the world come and try and shake us and take out our foundations. Now, if you want to try the object lesson right now, you can do that. So you need that glass bowl, you need some sand, you need a rock, get some paper cups to be your people houses, and some water. So just check with your parents before you take anything. But let's see who can find the coolest rocks, make the coolest sandcastle, and bring the coolest storm. So that is it for today. Remind yourselves of Colossians 3:15 every single morning, so that no matter what you're thinking or feeling, the peace of Christ is number one, and it rules in your heart. And the only way that we have that peace of Christ is by founding ourselves on His truth. And the only way we do that is by reading our Bibles, because that way we know what He's saying to us. So read your Bibles, pray every day, and we will see you next week. Bye.